What's up, UFC fans, MMA fans? I'm gonna be doing UFC 92 predictions. Let's start out. This is kind of a long card. Our first fight is gonna be Dan Evanson versus Pat Barry. I'm gonna say Dan Evanson is gonna win this fight. He weighs a little bit more, and he's a little bit taller than Pat. But basically that's all that's how I'm gonna pick this fight. Is just based on the weight and how he's taller, because I really don't know these guys very well, and it looks like it's gonna be a pretty evenly matched match. So I'm gonna say Dan Evanson is gonna win that fight. Next we got Ryo Chanon versus Brad Blackburn. Both of these fighters are not very good. Brad is he's had 9 losses and 13 wins, and his opponent isn't off by much either. This is going to kind of be definitely going to be an undercard fight. Not very good fight, not very good matchup. But I'm going to say Brad Blackburn's going to win this fight. Alright, next we got one of my top 5 favorite fighters, Matt Hamill versus Reese Andy. I think Matt Hamill's gonna win this fight. Both fighters are really good wrestlers, and I think this is gonna be a really good fight. I think that Matt is a better wrestler, and it's really gonna I think it's really gonna matter on who's a better striker in this fight. And I think Matt is a little bit better striker. I think he's faster, and I think Matt's gonna win this fight. He's been training with Tito Ortiz. So he's been training with one of the best. So I think that Matt Hamill's gonna win this fight. Now, I'm not saying Tito Ortiz is the best. I'm just saying that Tito Ortiz is a good coach, and I think that Matt Hamill's gonna win this fight. Alright, next we got Antonio Hardonk versus Mike Weasel, whatever the fuck that is. I think Antonio's gonna win this fight. Now, Antonio fought Eddie Sanchez a while ago, and he's got a hell of a chin. He got nailed in the chin thousands of times by Eddie Sanchez, and he just did not go down. So I think Antonio's gonna win this fight. So next we got Yoshin Okamaz versus Dean Lester. I think Dean's gonna win this fight. I think Dean is a better wrestler, and I think matter of fact, I think he's a better striker too. And I think he's got I think that Yoshin is probably better at jiu-jitsu, but I don't think that's going to be an issue with this fight. So I'm going to say Dean's going to win that fight. Next we got Czech Congo versus Mustafa Al-Turk. I think Czech Congo's going to win this fight. I like Czech Congo. I've always been a fan of him. I think it was a really good fight when he fought, shit. Who did he fight? Fuck. I forgot who he fought. I had it and I lost it. But he fought, God, he fought that one other big guy. Really good fight. He ended up losing it though. But I think Czech Congo is a better wrestler. Yeah, he's got some pretty fucking heavy hands. I think that Czech Congo's gonna win this fight. He's also got more experience, so that always helps. Alright, next we got Evangelist Silva versus Rampage Jackson. Now this fight is gonna be very difficult to predict, and I've been going back and forth with this fight. I'm going to say Evangelist Silva's gonna win this fight. Look, Evangelist Silva, okay, he's a little bit older than Rampage, But he's got more experience, and he's a good striker. And if you're looking at Rampage, yeah, Rampage might be younger, and he might be faster. But Rampage lost to Griffin because Rampage was lacking striking experience. And Evangelist Silva is one of the best strikers in the world. I truly think that he's probably the top 5 best strikers in the world. And Evangelist Silva did beat Rampage Jackson. They fought before, and Evangelist Silva won. It was back in Pride, and if you watch the fight, Silva got into clinch and just put his hands behind Rampage Jackson's head and just started to knee him. And I think that if Silva can get into the clinch, I think we're going to see what happened before. And I think that Silva's going to be able to throw more punches and land more punches and win by probably TKO. Now I think Rampage needs to go back and watch a video and see what he can do to not get into that clinch again, and maybe Rampage needs to try to do some ground and pound. But it's going to be a really good fight. It could be, I can see this fight being a main event easily. So I'm going to say, Silva's going to win this fight by probably TKO. Alright, next we got CB Dalloway versus Mike Mazenzo. I believe this is a rematch. I'm going to say CB Dalloway is going to win this fight. He's got more experience. He's a better wrestler. Alright, next we got Antonio Nigero versus Frank Mir. This fight is also going to be a really good fight. Also, this fight could be a main event fight easily. Now Frank Mir is a little bit younger. He's a little bit stronger. But I think that Nigero he's got more experience. Nigero's got a fucking incredible record. I believe his record's 34-4. He's got a really good record. And I think that Nigero is probably going to pull this win off by TKO. Could be a KO. I can see a lot of fists flying in this fight. But then again, you look at Mir, and Mir was the only guy to beat Brock Lesnar. But that was due to some jiu-jitsu that he had. I think both men are pretty good at jiu-jitsu. They've got pretty good experience. But I really think that Nigero is going to win this fight. Okay, next is our main event. It's Forrest Griffin versus Rashad Evans. This fight, to me, I think is going to be a no-brainer. Hands down, Rashad Evans is definitely going to win this fight. Rashad Evans, I think, is better on the ground. He's a better striker. He's got more knockout power in his hands. And he's also undefeated. And you look at Forrest Griffin, I don't think Forrest Griffin should be as popular as he is today. I really don't. I mean, Griffin won that Rampage fight, which was probably his best fight he's ever had in his career. But I don't think Griffin's going to be able to fight Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans is a better striker. When Rashad Evans was on Tough season, when he was on that Ultimate Fighter show, Rashad Evans knocked down that really tall big guy. I don't know the guy's name. He's not in the UFC anymore. But he knocked his ass down 3 times due to strikes. And Rashad Evans was like fucking a foot smaller than his ass. Rashad Evans is very aggressive. He has some takeout. He can take you down as well. You show that with Tito Ortiz. Anyways, I'm about to run out of time. I'm going to say Rashad Evans is going to win this fight. Alright, don't forget to watch.